Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are on episode 3, recording 3 of this day. And we're not doing good. We are not doing good at all. I am debating in my head whether we will go into overtime and double overtime and triple overtime, or whether I'm just gonna say I'm done with it and finish this stuff off screen. We are working on Priest and Warlock today just so we have at least a good chance of winning one quest. I mean, but we've got to get four wins with Priest and Warlock, and then 4 more on Hunter or Mage. Now, with the episode only going 5 episodes, it's pretty hard to do that. Pretty much impossible to get 8 wins in 5 games. Not pretty much, it is completely, totally, without question impossible. So, what's our goal here? Our goal is to get 4 wins on this episode. If we get 4 wins, then we would have done at least 4 games. And then next episode,
the light shall bring
if we do a next episode, would be the last quest. What is the problem? Why are we not making more progress? I think the good players are back. I think I'm playing this on a Saturday, and that's probably part of the problem. All the good people who have to work during the weekdays have the weekend off, and they're playing Hearthstone to beat me, to ruin my recordings. This is 100% intentional, I'm sure.
Job done.
That's a joke if you don't get it. Man, look at that mount for the dial mount.
Not quite what was planned. Job done.
I don't know exactly what he was planning.
It's time for a little blood.
Alright, so let's put this guy out there.
Embrace the void.
Attack the face, attack the face, and see what he has to say about that. So his heal powers stay the same, only mine change. Alright. So we want to
feel my pain.
Attack here. And then play
My
this.
shield for Argus!
And then attack here. Really wouldn't have mattered one way or the other. Both were gonna give a +1/+1 attack. So the order did not matter as much as I thought it would have. Just need to get him down to 5 and we've got this game in the bag. Which would be nice. But then something's gonna happen.
My shield for Argus!
Alright, so I don't want to play this card. Let's go ahead and play. Well, let's see.
Feel my pain.
To the breach!
Job done.
Tazdingo! Yes!
Exactly what we needed. Let's see.
Feel my
So,
pain.
face,
To the breach!
face, 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 and one more for the face. Excellent. Diego LP. 40 gold plus another 10 gold. We are at 120. That is great news. We now need 3 more victories. And then we'll be done with that quest. Get 2 quests done in our 3rd episode. That would certainly build up my motivation to do a 4th episode, and it probably is a smart idea to do a 4th episode. Just keep on turning out more and more episodes. Get further and further ahead.
Watch.
I would be perfectly happy if I was hit by a bus and then episodes kept coming out for years and years later. That would work just fine for me. Except for the part about being hit by a bus, that wouldn't work too well for me, but I think you understand what I mean. I mean, why not? Why not have videos set to be released 10 years from now? Now, at a certain point, 10 years is ridiculous because Hearthstone will have changed. The interest in Hearthstone will probably have gone away unless Hearthstone becomes like super popular. So some of that doesn't make a lot of sense, but not a lot of it. I mean, it may come back in this style 20 years from now. It may fall out of style, then come back in this style. All kinds of things could happen. You could be watching this right now 100 years in the future, thinking this is historically accurate and how everybody talked and what everybody did with their time. And you'd be wrong. But whatever. Maybe in the 100 years from now they worship me. Why not? Why not just the great Rydo, video game player of the internet, god of irrelevant conversation and ridiculous what-if statements.
Jade Serpent.
Well, you don't have to wait 100 years. If you want to worship me, you can start doing it today. Whenever a player casts a spell, put a copy in the other player's hand. Oh, here is Lore Walker Cho. They mentioned him in Nexramus. I see why he would be easy to defeat. Just 4 health.
I wonder.
Alright, so... So I give him the ability to destroy one of my creatures by destroying one of his creatures
You command.
to stop that from happening.
Job done.
I think that was a pretty good trade. Of course, I could have wasted this next turn coming up just beating on his face to kill him. I can't even read the text at the bottom. At the start of an opponent's player, destroy this minion. Oh, corruption. Yeah, the text is so small. It's even smaller. There you go. Enjoy that.
As you command.
See, I have nothing for the 4th turn at the moment. 5th turn and... let's see. So he uses the corruption and head crack. And he's gonna keep head crack because there was a combo. Gee, I don't think I want to do that. Hellfire. Whatever. So 5th turn I can bring out my demon.
Job's
My
done.
floating watcher. Just skip over the void caller. We'll use him for something else later. Yeah, that's a good mech to have in a rogue deck. Oh, I promised in the last episode and failed to deliver. I was going to look and see if I could find a diametrically opposite character for each character.
Job's done.
Like you have the Warlock and the Priest. Or because the Priest is obviously supposed to be a light religious character and the Warlock is obviously supposed to be a demonic evil character with his demon deck. And then I forgot about it last
My
episode,
shield
so
for Argus.
maybe I'll remember about it this episode.
Why do you call?
Ah, I lost my guy. So, last episode I was talking about how it became a thing that every year I'd be given the new, or every couple of years when Weird Al Yankovic came out with a new CD, they would give it to me as either a Christmas or birthday gift. And I wanted, and it wasn't a thing where I was a super fan, and I'm not really a super fan anymore either. At the moment, I do enjoy his music and think he's funny, but mostly I just want to keep the collection complete since I have most of the albums already. Might as well. Maybe that's a little OCD. To just keep buying something you're not even that interested in, just to keep the collection complete, but okay.
Drink with me.
But I wanted to talk about giving bad gifts, because undoubtedly, little argument can be made that that was a bad gift. And what made it a bad gift is because the person who was giving it to me did not spend any energy really thinking about the person they were giving the gift to, i.e. me.
You to master.
They didn't ask like what kind of music I was interested in. They didn't even realize that I wasn't interested in music at all, because that would have been my very first statement, is like, I have no interest in music. I don't even really like music. And I'm sure that blows a lot of people's minds that there's anybody out there that can just straight up say they really don't even like music. But yeah, so I will first off definitely admit I am a terrible person to buy
My
gifts.
shield for Argon.
I am picky. I know exactly what I want. A lot of the stuff I want are computerized things, gadgets and such that would require you to know exact model numbers, exactly what I was looking for, exactly what I wanted, and getting me a Seagate hard drive when I wanted like a Hitachi hard drive, to pick two random names, would be a big problem. It would be like, no, that's not what I needed. Potentially it would be something that wouldn't even work in my systems, whatever system I was trying to use. That's even more prevalent if you were going to buy somebody like computer RAM. If you don't know the speed, the style, the pin numbers, is it DDR3 1600? Is it DDR3 2200? Is it triple channel? Is it dual channel? Is it single channel? There's just so much in computer stuff
Drink with
that
me,
you
friend.
have to be an expert or close to an expert in before you even buy it. So if somebody was going to try and buy something
My
for that,
shield
like that,
for Argon.
I would have to give them like direct links to Amazon.com or someplace like that. I would have to really do all kinds of extra work just to make sure I actually got the thing I really wanted. And I understand that. I would appreciate when people, I'd certainly appreciate when people did something, do something like that. But I'm just a super picky person. I don't want to tell people things I want anyways. I'm not so bad off that I can't just buy what I want when I want it. And that's what I do most of the time, is that if I want something, I'll just buy it. I mean, yeah, so I usually have everything I want and have to struggle just to come up with a thought if I was going to ask for gifts. Most people at this point have figured out, I tell them, just don't give me anything. If you want to give me something, give me cash. And on that subject, give people cash. Do not give them gift cards. Do not give them checks. Well, you can give checks, but don't give them checks that are going to bounce. But definitely don't give gift cards, don't give coupons. First of all, a coupon is not a gift at all. You are showing yourself to be an incredibly cheap, ridiculous person if you give a coupon to somebody. And that includes the stupid life coupons for like free back rubs and free car washes and all of that stuff. That's ridiculous. If you're broke and you can't give gifts, just don't give gifts. Tell everybody, I'm sorry, I don't have any money. I will try and get some money and get you gifts at a later time. But don't try to play these tricks. Don't give gift cards. Gift cards suck.
The
People,
light shall bring victory.
80% of gift cards, according to what I've heard, never get used. They confine you to go to a specific store that you probably would never want to go to. And on top of confining you to that specific store, they turn around and make you spend more money. Because if you have a $20 gift card, well, you gotta go then find something that's over $20. And it's not gonna be exactly $20, it's gonna be $25. So by giving somebody giving you a gift card, you've given them the financial burden of now they've got to go spend $5 at some store that they didn't want to ever shop at anyways. So that's just not what you should do. If you want to give cash, that's fine, but cash is dangerous. If you're going to give cash, you have to give a ridiculous amount of cash, and you need to go get like a Hallmark card or something to put it in. If you were just handing somebody cash, you are sending the message you did not think for a second what to give them. And if you're handing them too little amount of cash in that person's mind, you've just caused some
Embrace
hurt in whatever that relationship is. So you wanna, if you're gonna give cash, you wanna give a lot of cash. I would say minimum $50. If you're gonna give anybody cash, minimum $50. If it's a kid these days, probably $30. I mean, that may sound ridiculous to you, but it's, you've got to just go so much over it. Do not think for a second that cash is the cheap option. Cash should be the expensive option if you're gonna do that. Now, all that being said, you have every right to give nobody nothing. I mean, if you don't really care about a person and you don't want to give a gift at all, that is fine. You are totally within your right to just set it down straight and give them nothing. If you can't afford anything but a small thing, give them a card and say, write in a card, I'm sorry, I'm broke, I can't afford to do anything. Be honest. Honesty is one of the best gifts you can possibly give, particularly around holidays. It's just be honest with me.
Job's done.
I don't care if you like me or if you hate me, just tell me the truth. Don't sit there and lie to my face and say you like me when you don't. Because I'll see through
Your
that
magic
real
shall not
fast.
save you.
So, I prefer cash, and I prefer large amounts of cash if you're gonna give me anything. If you're not gonna, if you don't want to do cash, then you've got to get into this minefield of, this is what every like holiday is for me too. It's like
Must
just disappointment after disappointment of like people
Embrace the
buying stupid gadgets, dumb things, and then turning around and expecting me to love it, and I'm just like, I really don't care. I really don't want this. I've never even seen this before. I don't know what it is. Type stuff. To get the video games. People have in the past bought me video games, but then they didn't bother to ask or know anything about it, about me, so they would get me just like the cheapest video games you could find, like Sonic, Mario and Sonic Olympics, I think was one of the ones I was given. It's just like, I don't even like Sonic, and I'm 18, I think, when it was given to me, and this is just a blatant, you went to the $2 bin at some store and got the cheapest video games possible, and you made half a step, you got video games, you knew I liked games, but you didn't take the step to ask me, hey, what kind of games are you into, what games do you have? I mean, so really, if you want to give gifts, ask people for what they would like, and right then, most people that want cash will tell you, oh, I just prefer cash, or at least lead you in the right way, so that you have at least a small clue. I don't know where it came about that people thought or got in their head that holiday gift giving is actually the time when you just buy ridiculous things and gadgets, probably because you love to shop is probably the reason why you're buying these ridiculous things, instead of actually giving things that people actually want, people could actually use. I mean, I know that's what the corporations want. Public Enemy gives up. But I know businesses would love if everybody just bought ridiculous gadgets that were of no use each holiday, each birthday, and that way people would still end up purchasing all the stuff they need on top of these ridiculous gifts. It's really what gets into the whole Valentine's Day and Halloween holidays in particular is like how almost everything in Halloween. Yeah, I can't think of a single thing is a need. It's yeah. Let me say that correctly. Everything in Halloween is a want. It's candy, it's ridiculous decorations, it's just dumb things that will only be used around Halloween, and then all the other stuff that you need to live off of food, clothing, housing, bills, all of those things you have to pay in addition to participating with participating in Halloween. Same is true for Valentine's Day, except for the slight increase in social pressure that if you didn't do anything for Valentine's Day, your significant other might be very upset with you for the rest of the year. So it might be a bullet worth biting in that case. But it's all just want stuff. Flowers, candy, decorations, balloons, teddy bears, all that stuff. It's just ridiculous stuff. And you shouldn't buy people things they didn't even know existed as gifts. That you should want them to appreciate it and not have to sit there and lie to you, which is a big problem with things like this, is that you get a gift, you're expected socially to just sit there and lie to the person and go, oh, I love it, I want it, this will be so useful, when it's like, in reality, that's all just not true. And that's why I say honesty is the best gift that you can give, and it's the best gift you can receive. It's just honesty. It is so much easier to be honest. It is so much extra work than to have to lie. So, if you're gonna give gifts, we've covered what you should do, which is give money in a card, and it should be a lot more money than you probably think. Because when you're giving money, you are putting a little dollar amount on your relationship with that person. And so, if your relationship isn't worthy of, I would give you 50 bucks for no reason, really, well then, that's what you're saying in that gift. And people will take it that way. That's certainly what I take it as. That's why I tell most people that I don't really have that kind of relationship, that close of relationships to. I just tell them, don't give me anything. I don't expect anything from you. And by the way, what I tell them is, oh, and by the way, I'm already telling you right straight to your face, I'm not going to give you anything either. So don't feel like this is just going to be one-sided. I am absolutely not giving you anything. And so most people I don't give anything to. And I expect the same. I expect in turn. I don't give them anything, they don't give anything. They can keep their money and buy what they want. I can keep my money and I can buy what I want. It works better that way. But if you want to give a gift, you need to figure out what that person's all about. It's nothing as interesting as it's nothing as easy as just, I'm gonna give them this cool thing that I think is cool. It doesn't work that way. For example, I have a moderate and slowly growing collection of Lego sets. I only buy ones that would look good on a shelf. So I have like a pirate ship, the Ghostbusters car, several Star Wars cruisers. But in the Star Wars things, people have gotten the idea that I'm a super fan of Star Wars, and I don't know anything about Star Wars really. So I've misled people by having more than one Star Wars thing. I also have a Hobbit, the Hobbit house, a Hobbit hole type set. I don't know anything about the Hobbit either. I just thought all of these things looked pretty good on my shelf, and so that's why I got them, just as a general decorating thing. And when you know, usually when you're decorating, you do that. You just pick random stuff that looks interesting. You don't know a million things about it. So not only did the Lego set give people the idea that I was into Star Wars, and people started trying to give me Star Wars stuff, that I had to quickly tell them, look, I'm not even that big of a fan of Star Wars. Don't do that. I don't even own Star Wars on Blu-ray, partially because they haven't released a good version on Blu-ray, is last I heard. Last I looked. Not that I'd even want to watch it. Anyways. But then they started getting the idea that I was into Harry Potter, which is really strange, because I don't have anything Harry Potter. I've not even really watched all the movies.
For master.
Vaporization commencing! Vaporization commencing! To the slaughter!
So they started giving me Harry Potter stuff, and I had to put a quick end to that too. I was like,
Job's done.
there we go, double Thaddeus. What are you gonna do with that, Hunter? Princess Moonex. Princess Moon, Sailor Moon reference. Misspelled too. So, but that's not what I meant to talk about with the Lego set. What I meant to talk about is that with my young newborn nephews, as they were still celebrating just being born and
Well played.
and they were young enough that they couldn't decide their interest in anything.
You die now.
So I got to pick their, as you get to do, everybody really gets to pick the toys that they're gonna give to a 1-year-old and like their first birthday type stuff, because they literally have no reference, so they can't even talk yet. They're not gonna sit there and be upset with anything. You give them an empty box, they'll play with the empty box half the time. But so since it was their first year, I got to buy them building Mega Blocks. Now Mega Blocks are not the Lego brand, and they are much bigger for a newborn 1-year-old type thing, because obviously I can't give the Legos that I play with to a 1-year-old. He'll choke on it and die, and then I'll be a really, really bad uncle. But so I got to give them Mega Blocks. I got to give them several other things that I spent time having fun shopping on Amazon, looking at all the toys that are available to newborns, and just pick things and give it. Also, as an uncle and as someone who doesn't ever have to take care of kids, I can get the most annoying toys I want and send them over to my siblings' house just to annoy my siblings while entertaining my nephews. So I have all the advantages by being an uncle, really. So you can do that the first year, but and I did go crazy with it. But by the second year, I talked to him. I talked to their father, and I go, "What's he interested in?" And so he told me he was interested in this Netflix show that's also on TV called, what's it called? Jake and the Neverland Pirates. It's like a Disney thing. It's supposed to be Peter Pan, but it's not Peter Pan. It's this other kid named Jake, and this girl, and this other kid. So it's 3 little kids, and they're in Neverland Pirates. They're in like a different land, not Neverland. They're in Neverland. So if you can tell the difference. And it's a TV show. It's really simple, great for somebody who like a 1-year-old to watch, and he's totally in love with it. So I was able to find that Duplo is the kids version of Lego, which are not as big as Mega Blocks, but they're 4 times as big as Legos. So a Duplo block should, I believe, it should theoretically fit onto a regular Lego later on. And so I was able to meet him halfway that year and give him the thing he liked, while still really giving him the things that I like, which is the Legos. But now at his next birthday party, if I decide to give him anything, which maybe I won't, I think I'm having too many relatives at this point to really start getting into giving gifts to everybody as much. That they just kept having kids. That's the problem. They had too many kids. If I send anything, now it's going to be very much that the kid decides exactly what he wants. And I'm just going to give it to him and not be as involved or as pushy on things. Because, it's their personality and their wants and their desires. So that's a very long story to say, you know what? If you are into Legos, if you are into something, that doesn't give you the right to push that on somebody else and call it a gift. To say, I'm gonna give you this because I love it so much, and if you just tried it, even though I've never seen any indication that you would like it, I'm still gonna believe in my head that yes, you will like it. I mean, it gets dangerously to the point where you're just buying gifts for yourself and saying it's a gift for somebody else. You're just saying, particularly if that person has ever given you a gift that you've given them, or given away a gift that you've given them, you need to rethink the gifts you're giving. If they're regifting what you're giving, you're not giving those gifts, because that is a pretty bad thing to do. What is this? Level up. It's a pretty bad thing to do to...
Servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of
to re-gift, and if somebody's doing it that is just screaming that that you're not giving a good gift.
Return.
So yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say on that. It's just like, if people are regifting your gifts, if you're having... Let's see, I can't even hit anything. If you're having issues like that, I guess I could have played that, then played that. That would have been smarter.
Job done.
But yeah. So let's see if we can recap this. If you're gonna give a gift, first of all, ask yourself, do you really want to give it? It is perfectly within your right. You should not feel any social pressure to give gifts to people you don't, even if you're not even willing to give like 50 bucks to. And 50 bucks is a lot of money, but 50 bucks is about the minimum that you should give if you're gonna give cash. I'll say 30 bucks for a kid. So if now on that, I will put a caveat. If you don't really care about the kid, but you do care about the parents' relationship to the kid, you have to kind of respect that and go ahead and give the 30 bucks to the kid for their birthday. If they invite you and you have that kind of relationship and you're gonna go, and so many other factors, I mean, it might be a good idea to go to any birthday party, the kid's birthday party that you are as an adult are invited to, because if you are as an adult, particularly if you're an adult that doesn't have any kids, are getting invited to a birthday party, that probably means the child doesn't have that many friends, and they need you there to make him feel better about that. And he'll probably see through that, but he'll appreciate it at least later in life. But it's also kind of inherent on the parent to know their child enough to see if they even have enough friends that would come to a birthday party. I could see that if a parent was not paying attention to what was happening in the child's school life, they very well might not realize that that kid has no friends and none of them would come to a party. So that I could see a parent easily doing that one year, but if you see it happen one year, then don't have those kind of parties. Do something different. Find something else.
I can see.
So we were recapping there. Yes, give cash with a card, at least 50 bucks, 30 if it's a kid. If you really want to give a gift, you have to ask the people what they want. Know the people really well. You have to get them what they actually want. Don't do gift cards. Don't give ridiculous things that are useless unless the person just really wants a ridiculous thing that's useless. And if you're gonna give a gift, it can't be because you love something. If you are an artist, you can't paint a picture and then give it to them and say, someday this will probably be worth millions. No, you're just pushing your hobby onto somebody else's. That's not acceptable. If you're a singer, even worse scenario. If you're a singer, you can't record yourself singing and give a tape to somebody and call that a gift. No. You're just self-promoting yourself. Don't do that. If you're gonna give a gift, give something people want. And I'll leave it at that. So that's my take on bad gift giving. If you're gonna be a bad gift giver, if for some reason you can't follow what I just laid down, then just don't give anything. I mean, really. If you can't afford 50 bucks, give as much as you can. But ask yourself, why can't you afford 50 bucks? And what is this relationship and why are you so broke? And if you're that broke, then maybe the person already knows that. Anyways, that's it for this episode. We've got the 2 quests done. I have to now call overtime. It's time for overtime. We will do another episode for going back and forth between Hunter and Mage, trying to get 4 victories. Another episode gonna be done because we couldn't pull it off in 3 episodes. But that's the end of this episode. Like always, like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of the video. I'd love to see your comments about how I'm just selfish and a bad gift receiver, which is probably true. I mean, I'm picky. I don't want garbage, and I don't think most people do. But put that in the comments if you want. Otherwise, have a good evening.